A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, I'm going to be talking about a divine feminine who is in the process of source integration, and she's quite deep into it. Now, as we all know that the masculine always mirrors the feminine. When the divine feminine connects or integrates with source, there is no way that he is not going to get integrated with the feminine. So this is you can say another union channeling that has come, because union between the source and feminine leads to union between feminine and masculine. This is a very beautiful divine feminine who has really you can say chiseled out face, a nice jawline, and she's got a beautiful nose, lips, like all her facial features are really very kind and very subtle. Now, some of you may not be aware about it, but during ascension, when we ascend, our face also changes. You may find it hard to believe, but if you go to a lot of face readers, they can figure out these very small changes, but those changes happen. So what has happened with her is that earlier she was a stressed out person, a sad person, maybe she needed makeup to look pretty or beautiful. Now she's a person who does not need anything. I mean, she can do makeup, of course, but there's a certain radiance and there is a certain glow you can see in her face or in her personality, in her aura. And I'm telling you this thing, I have said this in previous sessions also, but this, feminine or most feminines who have gone through narcissistic abuse, maternal or paternal, when they work on this type of problem, when they work on narcissism, blocks and wounds, they become very close to union. Why? Because this particular block is the biggest block. And not only that, friends, this is the one that always keeps her away from true love. So I can sense in her energy that she has worked on this area. You may not also believe that sometimes, because we are unaware, we are stubborn, we don't know what exactly is happening to us. So we should be very thankful to universe, to God, to divine grace when we find out about this particular wound. A lot of people spend decades and decades suffering in misery, confused, bitter and angry because they don't have created positive energy, or they have not yet done healing in this area. There are some people who say it's better to go no contact, it's better to cut the cord. And I have also personally seen that more cord cutting you do, more you maintain a distance, the more you are not emotionally attached, the masculine seems to draw in towards the feminine. It usually happens because that particular reason which keeps her in low frequency, number one reason is I am not worthy. That message has come from paternal and maternal narcissism. And mostly if a person is a genuine twin flame, they will have this block, because this is the hardest, most difficult block to work upon, my friends. Most difficult one to accept, most difficult one to forgive, and most difficult one to reconcile with, because in this particular problem, the reconciliation does not happen from the narcissist end. The narcissist will continue to be the same. They will live in the same way. They will not change much. Please remember, some of the people tell me, oh no, I see a change and I do. The change doesn't happen. Over a period of time, people eventually realize that this is not going to change. So don't spend your time changing the narcissist. Change yourself. Work on yourself so that you can forgive them, because they will continue to treat you this way. And you need to understand that it's not personal towards me, and this does not mean that I am not worthy enough for love. A lot of feminines who heal this block, which takes time, effort, therapy, inner work, research, acceptance, grieving, crying. Lot of things happen. Usually after this attract love, abundance, joy, success, lot of things which they could not have attracted before whatever happened. Now the feminine is saying that while doing source integration, so many difficulties were faced by her. So many times she cried. Maybe she fought with people. So many times she had to, go through some kind of trouble. So many times she had to go through pain and suffering. And so many things happened in her life which were not easy to bear, which were not easy to go through, which were not easy in any which way. They were not easy emotions to process and to deal with. Okay? She did it, or it became possible because the grace of God was with her. And ascension journey is like that, guys. When the Kundalini starts rising, you really don't know what will come up when. You will get resting period. You might get a bit of depression here and there about money, about finances, about resources, about this and that. But a person who's on a journey, on a twin flame ascension journey, they will be taken care of. Nothing bad is ever going to happen to them. Bad as in, how you see bad things happening. Even if some negative, experience happens or anything, then these things, these things turn into something favorable and basically a lesson for the twin flame on ascension journey. Yes, it's not easy to deal with it. I can completely understand when you're going through a dark night or when you're in the grieving process. You're trying to accept from all the broken pieces that you can pick. But what gives you courage and what gives you, gratitude is because you feel like all of this is happening for my good and I am definitely progressing from this. Like there are so many privileged people, men and women, they are doing what they love to do. They are wearing the right clothes, they are putting the right post and content and pictures and videos out there. They are, making their life on social media look so glamorous and attractive and positive. And, you can look at them and you'll be like, oh my God, they're so happy, things like that. However, it is only the people who are on ascension who get the real thing. And that is, they get uplifted and they get closer and closer to their higher version. I have people who cannot be recognized after they improvise and improve on themselves. Their looks change, the way they speak change, the way their energies change, their facial expressions change. Sometimes a little bit of facial features also shift and change. The nose, shape of nose changes a bit, face structure, hair changes. So these type of changes, physical changes also happen, but mostly the inner changes are very important. She feels that ever since Source has taken space in her heart chakra, in her heart space, she has lost the, all the, how you say, you're sane. She is not sane anymore. She says there is an insanity in her and this is an insanity she prefers, okay? More and more Source is entering into her heart. She has lost the connection with the worldly world, especially the people who have troubled her. Now she doesn't want to blame them because when till the time you're blaming, you're very angry, you're very bitter with those people. But the day you accept that this is how it is going to be, this is how it is always going to be, they will not change. If they change, that they will not change because I still want them to change. Okay, the day you move away from this scenario. So why do we tell feminines to work on source integration? Because when they do source integration, automatically other areas of their life change because they don't care anymore. You might think that, isn't this weird? Like you don't care about anything, you don't bother about anything. You would say, some would definitely say that, if you don't care about anything, then what are you really doing? Caring about things, worrying about things, and just observing things and letting things happen on their own, these are different things, all of them, So she is in very balanced out energies. She has realized, because the truth is coming and the truth comes and it hits your face, okay? And it may sometimes look like a big blow, or it may look like a soul shock that, oh my God, this is happening. But when you accept the truth and then you go away in solitude, you stop trying to fix things basically, because most of the people are trying to fix things. When people come to therapy, it is not about trying to fix things. It is only trying to process the difficult emotions, and most importantly, I did say the word only, but I know people would say it's not easy to process the emotions, but it is to process the emotions, and it is to learn the tricks and techniques so that you can go solo and you can be on your own without expecting from other people, without getting troubled by other people. It's not easy, guys, but you have to do it with the help of source. Whenever you feel scared, you have to take help of the source. And there will be times and places in your life where you will be scared for basic things like your place, your shelter, your finances. As I said, you could be arranging resources. Now you have lots of people to take care of. These are not people who are biologically connected to you. These could be people from your mission. So what she is saying it on a positive note, Now I do sense a lot of difficult energies since last 3, 4, maybe 5 days, okay? And at the same time, there is this world war thing, like Russia and Ukraine thing is happening, okay, at the same time. But these dark energies are also connected with a lot of people who are experiencing it right now. I don't know who all those people are, frankly, right now. But I have been sensing last 5 days have been very heavy onto some people. Some people are having they are breathing very deeply so that they are relaxed, because they feel some kind of sensation in their heart space. They feel some kind of sensation. It's like as if their heart is exploding slowly. It's exploding slowly, and the energy is spreading everywhere in all the body parts, all the cells. This type of feeling, when you feel that your heart chakra is exploding, it happens when you go through certain emotions where you have to accept the emotions, and it is painful to accept those emotions. Sometimes you even need to accept that, my masculine doesn't care about me, or my twin flame is not with me, he is with someone else. You need to accept that he is with someone else, okay? And then the next step will happen. Similarly, if somebody doesn't love you in your family, because when you try to heal the divine masculine energy, your love energy, your romance energy, all those things, you realize that it's actually connected to something bigger and deeper in the background. It goes to my childhood, okay? So I need to start fixing things from there if I really want to fix. But again, we are not here to fix. We just want to process it. We need to go back in those memories. We need to remember those times when we were unsupported, we were beaten up, we were abused or accused, we were manipulated, or we were told that this is what you're supposed to do and this is what you can't do, this is what you have to be and this is what you can't be, because your behavior can ruin my image or build my image. So I'd rather want you to build my image. So now the child is constantly trying to build the image of those around them who are not even children, by the way, they are adults. Now those adults can hand them over some proxy children to take care of, because they want, less and less responsibility. They don't want to be, held responsible. They can simply say, give up and say, I don't know this, I don't know that. Okay, you know this, okay fine, you do it. Okay. Later on they would be questioned if the result is also not as per what the adults want. So it's a difficult childhood, and it gives these messages that you're not worthy. You need to make a lot of effort. Still people are not going to like you because you are going and looking for their approval. When this feminine is integrating with the source, she stops doing that. She doesn't care, because in her heart there is so much love and gratitude and acceptance, and there is a feeling that now she is safe, because every child at the end of the day wants to be safe, wants to be fed, wants to be loved. These are the few things a child doesn't want many things, And when I say safety, I am including, all the weather conditions and atmospheric conditions and all those things. So the child is safe means the child is comfortable, it's relaxed, it's well fed, and it gets love. And love does not mean smothering. Love means love, pure love. So now the feminine is like, since this source integration is happening in my life, I have lost all the worries, all the problems, all the, the drama that people do, the way they try to be important, the way they constantly try to be the center of attention. And when they are not, then they create such a big scene. And I don't want to be a party to it. And it's okay if some people are not going to understand me right now, or in the next 5 years, in the 10 years, maybe till the end of their life. It's okay. I don't need to be understood by everybody, and I don't need to be accepted by everybody, and I don't need to be loved by everybody. So this type of power, this type of energy comes when she integrates with Source. She is so much in love right now, She calls Source her beloved. She is so much in love. She keeps looking for the signs. She keeps looking for how to connect with Source. She's always like, and every time she finds a sign, some synchronicity that Source is with her, she feels so happy. She feels like, wow, Source is with me. Source is there for me. Source loves me. She is looking at Source like a very pure connection, very like a beloved actually. She's happy, she's excited, she's in high vibrational energies, and she's disconnected, detached, completely detached person. It's hard for me to describe a completely detached person, because this is something one can experience and then they know what detachment is all about. Detachment is literally letting go of everybody and everything. Everybody and everything. You just let it go. But there is a gentleness to it. There is a softness to it. When you accidentally hit something sometimes, what do? Even if it hurts very bad, do you blame the table? Do you blame the corner of the wall? Or do you blame whatever? You just blame the situation if you have to. Like you might even use a abusive word at that point in time, but it would be for the situation. It would be not to blame anyone. You could even, feel that pain. Sometimes you feel strong pain, you bump into something, you knock into something and you feel that pain. Now whose doing is that? Is it your doing? Is it the doing of that object that came in your way? Or is it the person whose thought you're thinking and then you got hurt, And maybe it's just for a few seconds, but then you get over it and then you're back to the normal world. Because you accepted that I knocked myself into something. You don't sit and discuss it. You don't sit and make a PhD report on it. You just get on with the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. One after the other one. You keep moving on. If you're stopping due to any situation, you stop in the middle. You don't do your work. You don't eat your food. You don't go anywhere, you're just not dressed up, you're not taking a bath. That's a dark night of the soul. It could happen for 4 hours, 5 hours, it could happen for a day, it could happen for a week, a month, or more than months. Now this feminine is getting the nurturing, she's getting the love. Her hair is very nicely done. As I told you in the very beginning, she's beautiful. But it's not only the makeup that's making her beautiful, it is the confidence, it is the love, it is everything put together. Somebody is doing her hair. She could be at a spa, she could be at a nail salon, she could be at a hair spa. She's taking care of herself and not in a way that is, forced or she has to please someone. Now she's doing whatever she feels like doing. She doesn't care about what others want from her, what others expect from her. She cannot please people anymore. She feels that no more pleasing, no more of these games. Only being genuine and authentic matters to her. And because of that reason, she is relaxed also. So she's sort of, taking care of herself. Now in this part, I spoke about the feminine's energy. In the next part, I'm going to be talking about what the masculine feels and reacts or gives it back to her in the form of the mirror reflection. Like, what is the result of whatever is happening to her. Okay. For your personal situation, you can check out the description box for information on readings and therapies. You can book a reading using the PayPal link, and you can let me know on my email address. For therapies, we have the karmic release, third party blocks, we have chakra alignment, we have, most important, the latest one to join, maternal and paternal narcissism, and we have few more that you can check out. One disclaimer is that if you book a session with me, then kindly do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me. Be it therapy or be it a personal reading, the information is shared organically. It is asked organically and shared organically, step by step, so that we can determine from the very beginning what are the trouble areas for this person. And thank you so much for doing all the inner work that you're doing, and thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out, and see you in the next one.